So the next question says, which factor should be the most important if you're considering purchasing a new video game? A says the number of games available for purchase. B says the quality of the games produced by the manufacturer. C says the popularity of the video game with your friends. And D says the other things you could do with your money instead. And so this goes to a question of decision making, right? So let's break this down to each answer choice. A says the number of games available for purchase. And so from a decision making point of view, the individual's decision of whether or not they want to purchase a game should have nothing to do with the amount of the game available. It should only have to do with the price they had to pay for the game, including the opportunity cost, versus their benefit or utility gained from having this game. And if the marginal utility is greater than the marginal cost, then you would buy the game. So the amount of the game available doesn't really impact that decision. The second says the quality of the games provided by that manufacturer. So this is going to be slightly important because it will speak to how much utility you will gain out of getting the game, but it doesn't really focus on any of the major aspects of marginal utility versus marginal cost, right? And so B is we can tentatively say maybe, but it's not the best. C says the popularity of the video game with your friends. And so again, this is maybe a factor in determining how much utility you will get out of it. Maybe if you get this game, you'll be able to play with your friends, or they'll hang out with you and you guys play the games together. But whether it might be the case, it still doesn't get to the crux of the issue of comparing the utility to the cost. So we'll say maybe for this one as well, we're not really sure. And finally, D says the other things you could do with your money instead. And this is extremely important. And this is something that is really fundamental to economics, and that's why this is the right answer. Because when you're considering whether or not to purchase a game, you have to consider the opportunity cost of purchasing the game. What are you giving up when you use your money on this game instead of using this money on something else? And so that is a crucial element in comparing that marginal utility to marginal cost. And so D is going to be the right answer here. Let's take a look at the previous tutor's answer. So the previous tutor said, in economics, scarcity is an important concept which applies to all resources. It states that the resources are limited and we need to get the best utilization of these resources. And the question is, given that the consumer is purchasing a new video game, and we need to tell the most important factor for purchasing a new video game, from the given options, we can say that the option D is the correct option because the opportunity cost of money is the most important factor. And so, I mean, it's correct. It's the same answer. It doesn't give a really good rationale for why. So we'll add a little bit to this. So we'll say that the reason opportunity cost is important is because it's crucial in understanding the the weighing of marginal utility versus marginal cost, where marginal cost would include opportunity cost. And so that's why we would mark that as correct. Okay.